Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel. If you just joined us, this is TMI. I want to take a look at EDO 2024 analyzing strategies used by political parties to woo electorate to vote for their party in the forthcoming election. Strategy that says everything. But when you are strategizing on the eve of an election, some are saying that is to buy up electorate, so they can be sympathetic to your cause. Is it right in campaigning? Is it wrong in electioneering year? Is all fair in election and in war, in love, whatever you want to call it? That's what I want to take a look at on this discussion segment. I still have Barrister Robinson Imade with me here in the studio. Barrister, thank you so much for braving the rain to come to the studio. You know what it is in Edo State and Benin City specifically whenever it rains. So that's why you didn't see most of my guests here. If I had all of them, because of one or two things connected to the rain, they just couldn't make it to the studio. But Barrister Robinson braved it and is here with me in the studio. After rain broadcasting, they say the show definitely will go on. Edo 2024. Everything is happening at the same time, simultaneously, far and near. Everyone is beginning to campaign. Everyone is beginning to try to convince everyone that is of voting age to vote for his political party, irrespective of tribe, religion, you just name it. And some parties have been strategizing on ways on how to convince voters to vote for them. We'll take a look at that and what is happening right now in Edo State. Some are saying whatever we're seeing right now is part of strategies to really make electorate fall in love with their political party. Take it up from there, Barrister Robinson.
Well, I am in Edo State. I'm in Benin City, the capital of Edo State. I don't see much of electioneering happening. I don't.
Why would you say that?
But even at that, what do the parties have to campaign about? Do the parties have ideologies? Do they have manifestos? I've said it in this studio many times in the past, that I still hold in my house the UPN manifesto in print. Then I was a very young man. Now I am an old man, getting old. And I still do not have a copy of the PDP manifesto. I don't have a copy of the Labour Party manifesto. I don't have a copy of the APC manifesto. So I would just wonder if a politician comes to me now to say vote to ask me to vote for him, the simple question would be, what are you going to do? That ought to be the subject of campaign. But what do we have over the years? Our fixed roads. And here we are. I'm alone, straining myself to talk to the public with no time to even take a good breath, because the roads are bad and your invitees cannot come. That's one. Two, they'll tell you, oh, electricity. I left my house today and there was no electricity. The strike has not started. They will tell you schools. Only last night I saw on social media a school in the northern part of the state, which blocks have broken, only a block of classrooms, and they are falling and students are just there floating. I know that there are many schools, secondary schools for that matter, in Edo State, where you have a principal, and when such principal is lucky, and one classroom teacher. When I was in school, all the subjects, 9, 10 or more of them, had individual teachers. And in my 5 years in Immaculate Conception College, I'm not sure I had up to 5 times where teachers were absent from work. Now, what are they campaigning about? Maybe I should ask you. You come to say you are from APC, for example, and you tell me about the feud between the governor and the palace. Is that a campaign matter? Or you say you are Labour Party, you tell me the APC and PDP have failed. You want to do better. How? Or you say you are PDP, oh, I want to continue from where the present governor has stopped. What has he done? So I don't know what strategy you say they are taking. I don't see it as a good strategy if you begin to slander another party. I don't see it as a good strategy if all you can tell is to criticize another party. What I see as good strategy is telling the people what you intend to do. And when you now tell me what you intend to do as a candidate, I take it with a pinch of salt. Because if you ask me, when you do not do it, what am I going to hold on to? No manifesto. So when you talk about the various strategies, I don't know what strategies they are employing, because they really have nothing to campaign about. And that is why campaign is as though they are joking, they are playing. If you ask me, all that the electorates have to look up to now will be the integrity of the various candidates, not the parties. And talking about the integrity of the various candidates, you don't think about what they have done in the past, what you think they are capable of doing, their level of education, their exposure, their empathy or sympathy with the people, and so on and so forth. And that is also subjective. Though we have seen in this state, for example, where people who were abroad doing whatever kind of job came and started to provide desks and tables for our secondary schools, and we clapped for them and brought them into power. When they got there, what did they do? We are also seeing now people telling us, oh, we are industry practitioners. We have heard this board membership, blah, 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 so many things. And so when it comes to governance, we will do well. It's not a yardstick. Then we are seeing others saying, oh, as a legal practitioner, we know the nitty-gritty of the law, and so when I come on board, I'll do this. You can pay with, I'm going to be a son of a prominent person. I'm going to behave the way a particular governor has behaved. Oh, I'm a senator now. I can do better. Why are you leaving the Senate? That you have barely stayed 1 year. And what has been your activity, for example, in the Senate? So I don't think we... Why
are you slamming these three parties that you're just hitting on all of them?
Okay, I also listened to another party, ADC candidate. It was in a party that I attended. And he was saying that is it time, is it ADC? I can't remember now. Is it time of the youth? And so what distinguishes the youth from the elder when it comes to politicking and politics and governance? So if you ask me, they have nothing to tell us, and they are actually not telling us anything that we want to hear, because many of them are even bereft of ideas. That's the way I look at it. Those state is likely to be in trouble, God forbid, because the caliber of persons I'm seeing now, those that would have done well, are having maybe wrong godfathers. The sin of the godfather, if it's there on the son, will not be in the interest of the son. Others who are just new to politics, who just found themselves in a serious political position, want to switch. Oh, I didn't know all they do in this arm is speaking English. I'm not cut out for that. Let me go to be governor. I have money. Those are the things I'm seeing. Those are the kind of people I'm seeing. So it's difficult, Wilson, to tell you that this one has a better strategy than the other. They're just floating. They're just talking. Yeah, they have no ideas of what governance is about.
All right. Now, before Buhari came back for the second term, Sibajo went to the market, they call it traders' money. And someone saying the strategy being used right now by political party to garner support and garner sympathy for that particular political party. Now, what do you have to say about empowering traders with some stipend, saying here, loan-free cash, just go do it, just like what the Sibajo did before Buhari won the second time in office? What do you feel about that strategy?
It's an insult to the people.
Insult in what ways? But the market, they're happy about it, saying, yes, this is the right way to go.
How many markets do you know in Edo State? How many market women can you tell me you know benefited? The truth of the matter is that I read recently that the Abacha loot that the white country has tagged them, graciously returned, have been given to the poorest of the poor. And yet, the poor still dominate our environment. I have sisters, I have cousins, I have nieces, I have neighbors, I have people who are market men and women who egg out their living selling in markets. There is no one of them that benefited from Osibajo's traders' money. But if you ask the APC government, they will tell you that they spent trillions. Does it even make any economic sense or political sense to go into the market, the professor and the vice president, to be giving envelopes to market women?
But that's what the political party is doing right now in Edo State.
I'm asking, does that make sense? It is telling the people we do not have anything for you other than to tell you that you are a poor person, that you are hungry. Have you visited our markets? Even from the outside, you see how crowded. The roads are almost blocked. If you have market men and women in mind, why don't you build markets? Why don't you float a kind of fund for these people to access fund and even on interest basis? Why are you deceiving us that you are giving market women money to enhance their businesses? What about the workers? What about the children of the market women? Why don't you float a company to employ them? A market woman, a widow, for example, who have 6 children or 5, as the case may be, in secondary and universities, they struggle day in, day out to see these children through school. And when they have graduated, as I said earlier, they still begin to sell during rain and during sun to feed them at home. And you go there to give them how much? I'm not sure that any government or any politician in Nigeria will give any market woman 100,000 naira. Say, this is for you, enhance your business. And so if you were selling rice, and they give you money to buy 1 bag of rice, and that will make them vote for you. Have you seen any party in Nigeria, not even Osibajo himself, after winning the election, did you remember there were people in the market? So if you vote for any candidate because he gives you 20, 30,000 naira, then you are a fool. But then, who do you vote for? Are they not all the same? The distinction will be probably, okay, this one went to school, he may do better, or this one has an antecedent. Going to share money is a strategy that belittles the people. That tells the people that we know you are not learning. We did this 4 years ago. We are doing it again now because with this, I know you will vote for us.
But the people, they are happy. You could see their faces built with smiles and laughter, saying they're going to vote the political party that remembered them in time of their needs. They are so happy about it.
They forget easily. Or that they would have remembered that 4 years ago, the same people or other people parties will remember them. What they are giving them now, will it last them for 4 years? Will it pay their bills? Will it pay their children's school fees? We must look, gentlemen, at the integrity and antecedents of the candidates they are now and vote. No one, whether you like it or not, if I go out now in my jalopy car and I get to close to Sulu Market and bring out my head and be throwing 50 naira notes, people will rush at it and they'll be happy. Why? Because government has impoverished us to the level of becoming beggars, even worse than beggars. That is why whatever you give to them, I see, okay, when they were giving palliative, Indomie and the like, when people not rushing and fighting and getting injured, it shows the level of decadence. It is not a political strategy that anybody will applaud.
But to them, they're being applauded already. Applauded
by the ignorant majority that they have impoverished. Why would they come to other places? Because they know the market is a mix of the good, the bad, the ugly, and the confused. It's the confused who leave their ways to go scramble for such largesse. The confused. A market man or woman who has a full store of goods or wares will not live there to go and be fighting and be happy praising God for 20,000 naira. That's the truth of the matter. But of course, the majority of us, mass majority of the members of the public are hungry. And so whatever you give to them, just like the proverbial hen, give it corn, it will give you all its eggs. At the end of the day, it stands up when the throat is full of food and sees that all the eggs are taken. Or like, who was that? Was it Wilson? Who now demonstrated, put the cock down, be peeling the feathers.
Sterling.
With Stanley, yes. Peel the feathers. The cock is, the fowl or cock is all bleeding all over. Then you give it corn and you start eating. That's how they treat us. By going to share money. Can that happen in civilized climes? They're insulting our sensibilities. And when they get to power, they will give, the first thing they do is recoup such money and leave you to your fate.
All right. Some are saying another unit is like, road construction. You get to see two political parties struggling over ownership of working on a certain road. Saying this one said, no, I'm the one that's constructing the road, bringing in federal. This one saying, no, it's the state. Another, they are saying, so generally speaking, if you can really construct the road, definitely you're going to win the sympathy of this electorate, and they may end up in turn coming out to vote for you. They are saying that's another strategy. What do you feel about it?
I drove through some parts of Benin City yesterday, and I saw road construction going on. And I asked myself, did this road just go bad? Why now? Then I also looked at other areas. The roads that were constructed 2-3 years ago are all going bad already. It was in this town, in the last administration, where we saw a governor jumping into the gutters and supervising road that he was not doing. Talking to white men walking on the road that he was not doing.
But they said that governor was the one that paid for the construction of that road.
Let me finish, sir. To the extent that the Federal Ministry of War saw that and now came to Edo State, if you look at the dividing beams on the road, they now started to stamp Federal Government of Nigeria. It never happened in the state or anywhere else. And the man, all non then came on air to say, look, this road from Bakopava to Luku, we are the ones who need to. Now Federal Road, he gave all these indices. But we saw a governor jumping into the gutter and supervising and warning the white man. Then later I said, oh, we now decided to construct, when the thing was blown open, construct the side roads that are not passable today, that we are already refurbishing today. So in the 21st century, in the year 2024, politicians will still tell us, oh, vote for me because I'm fixing your road. I was marveled when I saw on television a gubernatorial candidate talking in pidgin English. We don't do the road for you now at Ekpoma. Is that why we should vote for you? The road that has been bad under your party's leadership at the national level and the federal road for many years. You are now coming to tell me, oh, I have influenced the federal government coming to do its work, so vote for me. That road should be done with deep apologies to the people. Do you know how many vehicles have got damaged on that road?
Someone saying that is strategic. The road you're talking about is being fought over by two governments, so to speak, and one came out tops. That's any strategic to that campaign.
That's why I told you that they are bereft of ideas. How do you tell me to vote for you because you are fixing a bad road? Was the bypass not constructed? They pursued animals, white animals, from Oluku here to Sapele Road and New. Was that not a government? How many roads in the last 10 years have been constructed by the federal or state government? Take Edo State as a
that stood the test of time.
Even not whether they stood, I said, tell me a road that has been started and finished in the last 10 years. Not one in Edo State. All we know in the last 10 years, all we know is you now come to do palliative. It reminds me of long ago when governor was coming out to count the number of junctions. We are repairing 20 junctions. because you want me to vote for you. The road that was done in the 70s, many of them are still better than the road that we are seeing today, that we're doing the last 4 or 5 years. So I told you earlier, what did they campaign with? We'll do road. You are not constructing new roads, you are refurbishing old road. We will build schools. Then you will now talk about the red roof revolution. You build a brand new structure, the old ones are dilapidated, you are not repairing. A school that will have 5 blocks, 4 of them will be bad, 1 will have red roof. And yet, it's not just one with red roof that is beautiful, that they are, students are in, they are in all the others. Whether come rain or shine. Or you want to tell me, oh, we are doing so much, we are putting perimeter fence around primary school. How many primary schools did Ambrose Ali establish? How many secondary schools? How many college of education polytechnics? And there was a university.
Barrister, are you not saying that these strategies will not work in this election?
There is no strategy, anything will work because we have to vote.
Okay, now let's take a look at this other aspect. They're talking about, hey, you come, you belong to certain sets, religion, you just name it, there's palliative for you. It's like 2 major parties are involved with it. They are giving out palliatives right now to cushion the effect of subsidy removal. They're saying that's a fantastic strategy. What do you have to say about this? Apart from the money, now they're giving out grains. And everyone says they're getting involved in it. Come on here, my senatorial district, my constituency, the government, local government, just take. And they're making sure that people know that these are the parties responsible. Don't think it's a fine strategy.
Ukraine is at war with Russia, right?
Yes.
Russia is a stronger nation than Ukraine, we know. So Ukraine is being bombarded. And Ukraine is giving us grains. And a party will say, oh, we are giving you grains, we are giving you palliatives. So vote for us. Should we not bow our heads in shame in Nigeria? Don't we have shame? Don't our politicians have shame?
But some are not saying it that way as long as that's something field.
Yes. What I'm saying is they have so impoverished us that we are now like, the populace are now like, what they call it, a drowning man who will dive at a straw. You know what a straw is?
Yeah.
If you are drowning in the river, you see a straw floating, just dangling. You want to hold it for support. And so rather than die of hunger, even if you were told that the grains they are sharing was preserved with sniper, people will still rush at them. All right? The question will be, oh, they use sniper to preserve them, but if we eat and go enter our stomach before the stomach will worry us, they say yes.
So yeah, we boil it first.
That's the point I'm making. Okay, let me even tell you, if that's a strategy, it's a selfish strategy. Because the grains will not be available to parties that are not in power. The palliatives were there, and we saw that in many states, people out of hunger had to bust open the warehouses to steal them, to collect them. They did not give it to the people, or did we hold them for election? Is there a state government that has used its money to buy grains from anywhere in the world to share to people? It's the people's grains that they are bringing out. What we need is massive education. Let them know, for example, that those giving out palliatives are giving you what ordinarily would have been given to you before that child of yours, that brother, sister of yours died of hunger. That they are now giving you today because it's close to election. Parties that are not in power will not have access to such palliatives. And so it's selfish. No enlightened mind will go vote for anybody who is sharing palliative at this time. Why did you share it last year?
But I say all is fair in love and war, even in politics.
Oh, politics
you have to get the vote.
Politics have become war.
To some of them it is do or die.
Do or die, yes.
To some of them.
We saw that before.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Nigerians, especially Edo state people, are politically knowledgeable. I don't see such selfish strategies working. I see in the next election a surprise.
A surprise?
Yes. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I see a surprise. But let's not be deceived. Okay, even if they are sharing palliatives, Will you go and queue up for palliative? Will you not vote? Will I go queue up for 6 cups of rice? James Chase wrote a novel and entitled it, I Would Rather Stay Poor. So there are people who would rather stay poor than go cap in hand begging with a flat plate for food. Did Gabriel Osawa Igbenedi on the Esama of Benin not have kitchen for everybody in the state before? You go there to eat every day?
Yeah.
Was he contesting election?
No.
And so those we put in government to be in charge of our commonwealth, who have stolen us dry, milked us dry, will now come and give us food and say, vote for me and vote for them. If you ask me, there is no strategy at all. If there is any, if you call this strategy, it is a selfish one and one that will boomerang.
Wow. Interesting. I know you have somewhere to be right now, so you're going to advise the electorates. And of course, the parties involved in the forthcoming election, though many of them are not around, but there's several political parties to come out because of the rain. They couldn't make it. Only Barrister Robertson that was able to brave the rain because he has a lot to say. And of course, it needs to be somewhere. Advise the electorate, because right now it's like they're beginning to buy into the strategies. You know, should they reject this offers? Should they reject the traders' money? Should they reject the palliative, reject the grains and vote their conscience, or accept it and still do what they need to do as an electorate?
It's not just an advice from me, it's a plea. I beg the electorates to collect whatever the politicians bring their way. To collect, whether it is rice. If you fall below that level of collecting rice, please collect. If it's money, take. If it's, what else did you say you were sharing? Whatever it is, collect and take. They belong to you. They are ours that they have hidden from us over the years. God has now made it possible for them to give them to us. Please collect, but don't allow such palliatives, such incentives influence your voting. Look at the candidates. Think of the future of Edo State. Think of your children. Think of the number of graduates you have at home that you are feeding as an old man whose tenure of retirement has been shifted from 60 to 65 because they don't want to employ your children, and vote the right person. The right person can still be of the party in power anyway. Because
it could be any of them.
It could be any of them.
Yes. Look
at the individuals. Look at the antecedents and vote. Don't vote because somebody has come to give you borehole. It is the duty of government to give you light, to give you water, to give you road, to give you security. So if somebody is bringing borehole and putting one small tank up there for you to take water for your vote, the person is okay. You take the water, but vote your conscience. Right. And I want to appeal to the youth. No son or daughter of any politician will snatch ballot box. You kill yourself. You mortgage your future. You put your parents and your loved ones in tears and pains if you condescend to the level of being a political thug. Go out there as gentlemen and women, vote your conscience, collect whatever they bring your way. No doubt it belongs to you. Don't let that influence you. They are not going to make you swear that
there's not even any way for you to go and swear.
Collected this thing, you must vote for me. Collect whatever they be. Ask for more. If they give you, take. But on that day, vote your conscience.
Thank you so much, Barrister Robertson Imade, for braving the rain, braving the weather to be in the studio. I really appreciate you. See, it would have been a 1 month, but thank God you're able to make it. For those that couldn't make it, try next time. Brave the rain like Barrister, okay? It's for the betterment of everyone.